Hello, everybody. It is Granarite, and here we are back with another episode of Let's Play Assassin's Creed 3. And I do believe at this time we are done with side missions as we can do them. And it's time for us to go on with the story. What do we got here? Yeah, that's underground stuff. That's stuff we do during the story. The delivery request, I'm a little concerned about that they're just not popping up for some reason, but we'll get there when we get there. But we are ready to go to our next mission. So we're gonna hop down here into New York to do that. Just to make sure Washington is not here. That's West Point. That's not Washington. So yeah, we're ready to go to our next storyline mission. We got something here for Bowling Greens. Let's take a look at this. Bowling Green, this is one of New York's first public parks, established in 1733 by the local landlord, so people living in the area would have a place to walk, bowl, and get away from the noise of the city. Since it's meant as a quiet park, there wouldn't be much more to tell except that a statue of King George III was placed here in 1770, commissioned to celebrate the repeal of the Stamp Act. In 1771, a wrought iron fence was added around the park, possibly to keep the malcontents from vandalizing the statue. And in 1776, rebels stormed the park, tore down the statue, and hacked it to pieces. The reasons for the attack? They just heard the Declaration of Independence read publicly for the first time. Most of the statue was later melted down and turned into musket balls for the Continental Army, perhaps the rebel version of destroying the Liberty Tree for firewood. The Bowling Green still exists in modern-day New York, and it's home to another statue. The Charging Bull of Wall Street stands just outside the fence. Different times, different icons. We do have something else here in our entries. We have a couple things. Benedict Arnold, loyal to the crown. Surprising his rebel colleagues, General Benedict Arnold has made a brave attempt to bring an end to the continued hostilities. Having attained command of the fort of West Point, General Arnold met secretly with Major John Andre, an intelligence officer of the king. It is difficult to obtain the true nature of the agreement. They had an affair of such emotion, but it appears that they concluded upon a transfer of some funds to Arnold in exchange for West Point itself. Many have pointed to these funds as evidence that Arnold was interested in coarse gain, yet a man of such valor can hardly be suspected of such motives. Rather, it appears, Arnold was made aware of the pecuniary embarrassment he would suffer once his commission as a rebel officer was lost, and merely took practical steps to protect himself and his wife from penury. Indeed, General Arnold's wife, Peggy, appears to have played an active part in his loyalist turn. Several reports have surfaced indicating that it was she who first contacted Major Andre, as she had known him for some years. Sadly for the crown, the plan unraveled after meeting with Arnold. Major Andre, cleverly disguised as a citizen, Mr. John Anderson, was captured by the rebels. They discovered various papers on him, leading to his arrest. Owing to being dressed as a civilian when captured, this man took such risks for his king, was therefore hanged as a spy. Rest he in peace. Happily, Arnold was warned in time and able to effect an escape. We are told that he has been awarded a commission in the British Army and await to hear greater exploits for him in the future. Interesting article. We got the Old Corner bookstore we got last session in Boston. So it's an apothecary shop at the moment, but in a few decades, this building will be the home to Ticknor and Fields, the leading American publisher of their day. That might sound a bit dull, but this building will be at the center of American literature and thinking. Authors like Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Harriet Beecher Stowe, even Charles Dickens will all meet here. Of course, given the state of American education, it's possible you didn't know who any of these people are. I could have said Minty, Clitheroe, and Pippi Boom Boom, and you still have looked impressed. All right, here's our next mission.
We need to know what the Loyalists are planning if we're to put an end to this.
I've tried, but the soldiers themselves are told nothing now, only to await orders from above.
Keep digging. Come find me when you have something worth sharing. We're so close to victory. A few more well-placed attacks and we'll be able to put an end to the Civil War and be rid of the crown.
What do you intend?
Well, nothing at the moment, since we're completely in the dark.
I thought the Templars had eyes and ears everywhere.
Oh, we did. Until you started cutting them off.
Your contact said orders from above. It tells us exactly
My
what
nose
we
is
need to
itching
do.
on one side.
Track down the Loyalist commanders.
Oh, this has got the ridiculous mission, secondary objective. I remember this one. We gotta tackle a guy from above. Later on in this mission. Okay, well, Connor, let's go. Give him time to climb up before we follow.
Have you considered the proposal? I'm unconvinced. To reinforce them would leave New York exposed. It's hard enough maintaining order with our current numbers. Cut in half.
Yet if we do not join with them, they risk defeat. And then what?
Well, they should have come by sea.
Well, they're talking in circles. We'll learn nothing watching as we are.
Then what do you propose we do? March in there and demand answers?
Well, yes.
Ambush!
Connor? Little help here?
Leave the commanders alive, Connor.
We need
We
to
can
use
interrogate them.
guards as human shields twice. Okay. All I'm doing is getting hit. There's one. I'm waiting for another firing line shot. There we go. That didn't work.
We'll bring them back to my quarters at Fort George and see what secrets they might share.
Alright, so this is
Really?
the hard one.
Well, you'd best get after him then.
You go. I will watch the prisoners.
No, you do it.
Why me?
Because I said so. Now go.
Help! I need help! Come no closer! Stop him! To arms, men! To arms!
Oh, and he went the different way.
Keep him away from me!
Can I restart from checkpoint? Yeah, and see, there's the optional objective: tackle a target from above.
I need help!
Okay, I went a wrong way or something. I want to try something here since he goes around.
I need help! Stop him!
Got him. Did you see that nonsense?
Go to hell.
Nice.
I said move.
Wait. I'll tell you anything you want. Anything, only don't make
We
me
just
go
have
in
some
there.
questions for you.
Cross that threshold, and I'm a dead man.
There you are, Connor. I was worried you might have gotten lost. Come along, then.
Escort the officer to the fort. Fort George. What do we got here? This fort has seen several name changes. It started off in 1625 as Fort Amsterdam, protecting the original Dutch settlement of New Amsterdam. Since then, it's been known as Fort James and Fort William before changing sex to Fort Anne and swapping back in the 18th century to Fort George. When the Revolutionary War ended, Fort George was torn down, perhaps predictably, given the latest name was in honor of the king. Should have really stuck with Fort Anne. Everybody loves an Anne. We're just leading the target forward. Nothing too exciting here.
What are the British planning?
To march from Philadelphia. That city's finished. New York's the key. They'll double our numbers, push back the rebels.
When do they begin?
2 days from now.
June 18th. I must warn Washington.
You see? That wasn't so very difficult now, was it?
I've told you everything. Now let me go.
Of course. The other two said the same. It must be true.
You killed him. You killed all of them. Why?
They'd have warned the Loyalists.
You could have held him until the fight was done.
What? And waste precious time and money on their care? What would be the point? They'd given up everything they knew. I'll meet you at Valley Forge.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Don't see anything here for us to do. We're going to Valley Forge next, so let's hop down to here. Where is me horse? Just curious. It doesn't look like Washington has anything else to say to us right now. All right. Broken trust.
We should be sharing what we know with Lee, not Washington.
You seem to think I favor him, but my enemy is a notion, not a nation. It is wrong to compel obedience, whether to the British crown or the Templar cross. And I hope in time the Loyalists will see this too, for they are also victims.
You oppose tyranny, injustice. These are just symptoms. Their true cause is human weakness. Why do you think I keep on trying to show you the error of your way?
You have said much, yes, but you have shown me nothing.
Then we'll have to remedy that then, won't we?
Sir,
Hello, Connor. What brings you here?
the British have recalled their men in Philadelphia. They march for New York.
Very well. I'll move our forces to Monmouth. If we can rout them, we'll have finally turned the tide.
And what's this?
Private
Oh, of
correspondence.
course it is. Would you like to know what it says, Connor? It seems your good friend here has just ordered an attack on your village. Although attack might be putting it mildly. Well, tell him, Commander.
We've been receiving reports of Allied natives working with the British. I've asked my men to put a stop to it.
By burning their villages and salting the land, by calling for their extermination, according to this letter. Not the first time, either. Tell them what you did 14 years ago.
That was another time. The 7 Years' War.
And so now you see what happens to this great man when under duress. He makes excuses, displaces blame, does a great many things, in fact, except take responsibility!
Enough! Who did what and why must wait. My people come first.
Then let's be off.
No. You and I are finished.
Son.
Do you think me so soft that by calling me son, I might change my mind? How long did you sit on this information, or am I to believe you discovered it now? My mother's blood may stain another's hands, but Charles Lee is no less a monster, and all he does by your command. A warning to you both. Choose to follow me or oppose me, and I will kill you.
Alright, so we have a couple entries here. So the update here on our mother says, well, that makes slightly more sense. It seems the Templars were behind the burning of Connor's village. You can thank George Washington for that. I'm guessing that part of Washington's military career didn't make it into the history books, but then so many things didn't. We have an update on George Washington here. Okay, so it was this one. That's why I make sure it wasn't more. Washington's lack of skill didn't go unremarked either. Charles Lee completely lost faith in him completely. Never going quite as far to disobey Washington orders, but not following them promptly either. Then in 1777-78, Washington had to defend himself against the Conway Cabal, which threatened to replace him with General Horatio Gates. However, Washington's strength lay in politics, and leading the army was as much about politics as it was about winning battles. Washington had to negotiate between the varying interests of the army, the individual colonies, and Congress, not just for instructions on how to wage the war, but also for basic supplies for the troops. By all accounts, he must have been extremely patient. Trying to get politicians to give you anything is like trying to get a dog to give up a bone. Actually, my money would be on the dogs who occasionally listen to reason. Whatever the criticisms of Washington's military strengths, the bottom line is he won eventually. When the revolution ended, he was the unanimous choice for president. I credit to the fact that he managed to both win the war and not alienate anyone in Congress. Of course, if you're looking for something to criticize Washington for, you don't have to look far. He ordered the total ruin of indigenous settlements during the Sullivan expedition. Not to mention he was a plantation owner, which meant he owned more than 200 slaves. And while, yes, he did provide for them being freed, after both he and his wife were dead, he wouldn't need them anymore. I don't really consider that particularly altruistic. Oh, and so I'm ending on a low note. Sorry, I'm here to teach you history, not soothe your sense of national pride. And then the Sullivan Expedition. The Sullivan Expedition was Washington's response to several of the raids by British and Iroquois groups along the northern frontier. Forces under Joseph Brant and John Butler had attacked forts and settlements in the Wyoming and Cherry Valleys, killing and scalping women and children as well as militia. Washington's orders were very clear. In order to root out the problem, Sullivan was to attack and burn as many Iroquois settlements as he could find and take as many prisoners as he could. Sullivan complied, burning 40 Iroquois villages and destroying an estimated 1,600,000 bushels of corn. His troops also answered previous atrocities with their own, scalping bodies and burning people alive in cabins. Sullivan didn't limit his troops to active enemies either. He also attacked the Onondaga, who had stayed neutral during the war. This attack had an unsurprising effect in making the Onondaga into enemy of the Patriots. In the end, the Sullivan expedition failed to stop the raids in the area. Those continued throughout the Revolution as each side sought to get revenge for the violence of the other. The repeated attacks on both sides eventually laid waste to the entire Kanakahaqa territory, also known as the Mohawk Valley, and the land around it. Possibly because of the Sullivan expedition, George Washington became known among the Iroquois as Town Destroyer. Although the origin of the nickname is historically contested, he might have already earned it destroying towns throughout the French and Indian War. Now, there's a mark of a great statesman. It's hard to tell if he got the reputation for scorched earth qualities because he did it so much. Alright, we need to not touch the ground here. Stop all Patriot messengers within the given time limit. Oh, stay on the road, Connor. Switch to our gun here. Let's reload. We still have a couple minutes left, so I think we got plenty of time. We just gotta find the last one. Whoa, Connor, come on.
I should make sure the village is safe.
Reach the village and alert the clan mother. I think we're still on the do not touch the ground, correct? Yeah.
Radun hagedun. Za shewe nekti onujera. Wakanu dunyu hue dogati go oya lungwe ayezenesege.
Unka giga oya rungwe.
De ohne gujes Charles Lee. Luana tupa yasagoya donhawe kanot dogu dano dohkara ni hadi.
Nahoda? Ka nuwe nya honenu.
Wat de sagodi dashtana tini hadi ayun kiyun hunta.
Ya, yahtet kari huayeri.
Ona dera di desa ni hare. Ya kontak desa du huntoni ne giga ne ayaguaderio.
Onak zi aschaga ne. Te domzohum da kedaste.
Alright, we need to prevent the warriors from attacking, and I believe we have to use non-lethal methods on top of that. Yeah, stop the Kanekahaka with non-lethal methods. So this one's the closest. There's one down here, it looks like. Yeah, I don't think the order I get them matters as long as I get them all.
Skana kana dogo.
Radun hagedum. The wase danika.
Nahoda?
Gwegum ha krori ne Charles Lee. But triot de hona dohon zoni ayun kiat wanto. Danugan easy on say na what is it?
Atsoga tigarungwe.
Waharu zit is ni gora denu. Zia sade nyanda de squat ni gora gani. Nik zi ona gan rune de. Zi gwan ho garum de.
Te got nyo ska giga.
Connect you gwan you scan si what gwanya has in a square the new statsege. Da you zani gora di hanto. Then what does want ducks out there nezungwe da sum.
Zadarissa.
Unga dorissa no no zaheyum.
We have to take him out.
Yo tena. That is a dansum. Zika do het stane. Redun hagedum. Charles Lee. Mountmouth. Was at the hajib. Asagonat dumase. Zina hold them patriot. Ranadeno yuni. Jurhan saga. Asagonasete. On dok tangi kamoderio. Ronudio hot quenu. Ungenungue da summa. Odiatanum stadunge.
Iwereya nawadu taingwaya danustaduge. Ona wasaduresa yunjadaro.
All right. Well, that mission's done. Alright, so now we're to get all the way over here. So let's just fast travel here. And we had another database entry. An update here. Their disagreement came to a head when Kana Tehokan confronted Connor with knowledge that his loyalist allies had planned an attack on their village. In the ensuing fight, Connor was forced to kill his friend. So annoying when that happens. Wow. Very sensitive, Sean.
For as long as it takes. If the enemy is allowed to push through, we will lose what precious little ground we have gained. The sacrifices your brothers have made today must not have been in vain. Now go!
That deer's
Bring
stuck.
the fight to our enemy! Make them rue the day they marched upon us! Connor, my friend. You have arrived just in time to bear witness to our glorious victory.
Where is Charles Lee?
That Batar. He shows up in the middle of our preparations and just takes charge. Screams at everyone to advance, and then rides away. I am left to pick up the pieces. Where did they come from? Send word that we are falling back! Everyone, to me! Now! Now!
I will hold the area while you bring them to safety.
I grant you my finest soldiers to serve as your personal guard. There is nothing they will not do to ensure you are victorious. Bonne chance, mon ami.
Alright. We need to kill 2 platoons with a single cannonball. And we need to kill platoons with a cannonball.
We'll push these redcoats back yet.
Still didn't get 2 platoons at once. We keep missing, like, one guy.
We'll push these redcoats back yet.
Nope, still didn't get 2 platoons. I'm gonna restart this really quick. Alright. Ideally, we get like this first... Maybe we should wait for him to post up first. Maybe that's what we need to do. And then shoot like right in between them.
yet?
Nope, still didn't get
That
2
should slow
platoons.
them down. Bought us some time, sir.
Or if we can get like 2 of these. There we did.
Perfect shot.
Alright, now he's gotta get 3 more with a single cannonball and not die.
We'll push these redcoats back yet. Bought us some time, sir.
Alright, well we got the second objective. Now we just gotta hold out for another minute 46.
That should slow them down. We'll push these redcoats back yet.
I didn't even get those 4 in the front. I got the one behind it.
That should slow them down. Bought us some time, sir.
They're gonna get those. Let's just keep going for these ones.
We'll push these redcoats back yet. That should slow them down. Bought us some time, sir.
There we go. Easy enough.
That should slow them down. We are low on ammunition, sir, and the enemy advances.
Then we need to pull back, rejoin the others, and cover their escape.
Alright, so we have... We'll read the Air in this entry, but we have to go back to Monmouth. And I believe there's another objective that pops up with the prevent Patriot executions here.
Get back to the others! I will take care of this!
We've done all we can. We must retreat.
We're just reloading as we run.
This way! Hurry! The redcoats before they open fire! If we remain
Go! I can deal with this!
I see the last one up ahead.
Retreat, we must do something, and quickly!
Do not worry about the redcoats. Go join the others.
I don't know if we actually even need to kill him. We just need to interrupt it.
Well done, my friend. You have saved many lives today.
Connor?
Charles Lee has betrayed you. He forced retreat in the midst of battle, hoping the loss would take the lives of your men and see you relieved of your command.
What?
I'm sure he will come and spin a tale saying that he was outnumbered or I was somehow to blame. All lies. I will say it one last time. That man is your enemy, and he will not stop until you are dead or dishonored.
Connor's tale rings true. Lee was acting most odd upon the battlefield.
I will investigate these allegations at once.
The time for that is long past.
This must be done properly, else we're no better than those we oppose. Never mind the political ramifications of such an act.
Should you choose to spare Lee's life, then I will take it myself. Enjoy your victory, Commander. It will be the last I deliver you.
All right. Good deal. We got a new email. We got 2 new Animus entries, and I think we get pulled out now, if I remember correctly, for another Desmond mission.
Something's happened, Desmond. Abstergo has your dad.
Where?
Italy. Same place they were holding you.
What are you two waiting for? Let's go.
There's more.
Hello again, Mr. Miles. I hope this message finds you well, or as well as it can, all things considered. It appears we now each have something the other desires. I propose a trade. Bring me the apple, and I'll return your father to you no worse for the wear. Should you refuse, he will still be returned, albeit much worse for the wear. I assume you'd like to avoid an unpleasant outcome.
I always knew it would come to this. Just not so soon. I wonder if Abstergo even knows what's about to happen. And has this been a part of their plan all along? Maybe they want the world to end. To see it all burned away. Then they'd have their new world, ripe for the reshaping. We talked about looking for another power source, leaving him there. It's probably what he'd want, for us to finish the mission. But I can't. It's hard enough taking a life, but letting one be taken? Knowing there was something I could do about it? Not a chance. Might be I'm risking my life, risking all our lives to save an asshole. What else am I supposed to do? That asshole is my dad.
And it's loading.
They're probably holding your father on the upper level. Same place they kept you. There's an elevator bank down the hall. Try not to let them see you.
They know I'm here, Rebecca. There's no way they don't.
This is a bad idea.
Alright, it's gonna walk towards the guards.
Hand over your weapons and come with me, sir.
I can show myself in, but thanks for the offer.
I'd rather this not turn ugly, Mr. Miles.
Then let me through.
Subdue the subject, please.
Got him.
Fourth floor.
Well, I see you've learned absolutely nothing since you left us. Walking into an middle of a hostile environment. Really.
Where's my father?
You'll see him soon enough. Now be a good boy and wait for security to fetch you.
You're gonna have to climb the rest of the way.
It's surprising that as he's climbing the elevator shaft, they really wanted to get rid of him. They don't just make the elevator go up.
Headed up the elevator shaft. Send someone in.
Need eyes on him. He can't be far. Where the hell is he?
Dad could be anywhere, Desmond. I'm sorry, but I just don't know where he is.
That's okay. I do.
Okay, I tried to attack the guy with the gun. Wow, what a push.
Give me the apple. Let's not draw this out. You got nowhere to go, and I've got a gun. Speaking of which, it's the 21st century and you're still running around with only a tiny knife for protection? It's stupid. All right, Desmond. Game's over. Not now. Not now. Я еще ждет работа. Нет. Get out!
What the hell was that?
Get out! Get out! Get out!
We're running after Cross here.
Enough is enough, Mr. Miles. I invited you here in the spirit of cooperation, but you responded to my hospitality with only violence. I had hoped we might preserve you and further study your memories. But you're not worth the trouble. I hereby authorize the use of deadly force.
Where'd he
Kill
go?
the bastard, and then bring me the apple.
Is this him over here? Is there a glass thing there? Because that's where he ran. There's a lot of guys. Where did Cross go? Okay, well, he didn't go that way. Did he go this way? No. I have no idea. Okay, but we were like here. Hi. My game like glitch out. Oh. Weird.
Where's Vidic?
Vidic's office is up ahead.
You killed him! Daniel was my son. A sickly son, perhaps, but one full of promise. He should come. And so well, and now you've taken him from us like the apple. Like Lucy, we want to help the world, Desmond. To save it from itself. But you keep getting in the way. All our hard work ruined. You're a fanatic. All your kind. Maintaining the erroneous belief we are evil. That the work we do is wrong. Enrich lives here. We save and transform them. But you just keep taking and taking what isn't yours.
Not that door.
Please don't kill me. I'll let you in.
Yeah, you do that.
Dad?
Not so fast, Mr. Miles. In case you hadn't noticed, I'm the one calling the shots. Now give me the apple.
You want it? Fine. Here it is.
Wait! No!
You never should have come here. You put everything on the line. For what? So you could rescue your father?
Yeah.
All right. And out we go.
I'd get the power source hooked up before heading back into the Animus. But it's your call.
Alright, so let's read our new email. Already read that one. The ones you named Minerva and Tinia, they called you here, and then they left. Don't you find it odd that they would go through all the trouble and then just disappear? There were discs here once. I threw them into the abyss when I still could. I think they were meant for you, filled with lies. You don't need such things. I alone will guide you. You don't trust me. I am the enemy. I bade you kill the traitor, but if you hadn't, you would have died. And the world was well. I hate you, but you will save us, so I offer my hand. I will lead you to salvation. And then from our dad, they're going to be here soon, trapped in this damn museum. Should have taken more precautions. I'm sorry, son. It wasn't fair for me to come down on you the way I did. I never asked for any of this. I should have been more understanding. I hope you can forgive me. I love you. And that was when he was about to go down.
Hey, Desmond, didn't Subject 16's...
His name was Clay.
Sorry, didn't Clay say Washington was a Templar?
No, he indicated that Washington came into contact with an Apple of Eden, but beyond that, it's all speculation. Furthermore, judging from the portrait referenced by Clay, the event occurred much later in Washington's life. Perhaps Connor wasn't even involved. It's very hard to know for sure. We'll just have to wait and see what, if anything, happens.
So what was it like being back at Abstergo?
I didn't expect to get out of there alive. It's a good thing Cross broke down the way he did. If he wasn't losing his mind, I'd probably be dead.
I guess he never really recovered.
What do you mean?
When he first came to us, he was exhibiting symptoms of the bleeding effect. It was real bad. He'd just go in and out at a moment's notice. No animus required. Got a little violent, too, sometimes. It took a while and a bunch of therapy, but we thought we had it under control. Once he went back over to Abstergo, though, who knows what they did to him.
I still worry about that happening to me.
He was raised in an animus, Desmond. There's overexposure, and then there's Daniel. Poor guy. That could never happen to you. We won't let it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when this is all over, we should take a trip somewhere. Celebratory vacation.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Now listen to you. Italy, Brazil, and the United States, all in the span of a few weeks. And you're complaining about not getting out enough?
Seriously, Sean?
No, not seriously. Are you mad? Trust me, no one wants time off more than I do, right? Do you have any idea how hard it is to crank those database entries out as fast as I do?
The sooner we're done here, the sooner we can take that vacation.
Alright, so that's all she's got to say. Let's go talk to Sean.
I regret not asking you to hack into the Abstergo servers while you were there. A couple of well-placed relays and we'd be swimming in information.
We have everything we need.
Yeah, except the key.
We're close.
How do you know?
I just do.
I've been poking around a bit. Did you know there are machines down here that make, well, mana?
Wizard mana or biblical mana?
What do you think? Biblical, of course. The Greeks called it ambrosia. The Indians, amrit or soma. Most cultures around the world refer to a divine food, though I'd say its taste is anything but.
You ate something that came out of a 75,000-year-old machine?
And I live to tell the tale.
So? What did it taste like?
Cardboard. Tasted of cardboard. Hardly the stuff of legends, though. I wonder if the first civilization didn't taste differently than we do.
Maybe the flavorizer broke.
Flavorizer. You've certainly got away with words, Rebecca.
Interesting
Things
conversation.
are getting worse outside.
What do you mean?
Every day for the past 2 weeks, the sun has been throwing off larger and larger flares. Older satellites are starting to malfunction. I hear rumblings of recalling the crew on the International Space Station. There's already work being done as well to shield power stations and transformers on the ground. Not that any of it matters. This goes far beyond some brownouts. We all saw what's actually coming.
Do you know how it works?
Look, I'm no physicist, but it's something to do with the Earth's geomagnetic field. The flares and mass ejections disturb it, which appears to trigger seismic events. I've tried reaching out to people who might know better, but they all insist it's bunk. And I don't blame them. Sounds ridiculous.
I wish it was.
Best we finish up with Connor.
Alright, so Sean's done. Let's go talk to our dad now.
Hello.
Hey. Do you think killing Vidic set Abstergo back?
I doubt it. Sure, he pioneered the Animus, but they've had the technology for decades now. Plenty of other people can take his place.
And Cross?
Oh, he was a loose cannon. I doubt anyone's mourning his death. I think these days he was more a symbol than an asset. I'm sorry, I don't mean to dismiss what you did. But it's going to take a lot more than a couple of deaths to stop the Templars.
Did Vidic put you in an Animus when you were at Abstergo? They'd be able to search your memories and track you back here.
Oh, they definitely tried, but I made things difficult for them. You can resist, you can cloud up the transmission, or just refuse to move. Eventually, they would have gotten what they needed, but it still would have taken them weeks.
Vidic threatened to put me in a coma once.
It would have made you more pliable. But if the user isn't engaged, it's a mess. I know they've been working on ways to extract memories and let others sift through those memories. Maybe they're even analyzing mine right now. Maybe they'll find us. I don't know. What I do know is that we've got to get through that door.
Yeah. I should probably get back into the Animus. Hey. So, when this is over, and assuming it all works out, I was hoping I could, you know, come home.
I'd like nothing more. We're almost there, son.
Alright, well that's it for that conversation. Let's go put in this last power source.
One that was dark and cold. It would consume us. For we were flesh, and flesh is frail. Though suits and shields might offer comfort, such adornments would not suffice. Not to save us all. So we sought to change what we were. In this manner, we might thrive in a world made poisonous. It was Aita who volunteered to see if it might be done. Aita, my husband, my love. In the end, it changed him, ruined him. He was made a prisoner of the machines. The body might survive, but his mind became brittle to the touch. He begged me for release, for days, for weeks, for months. I pleaded with him to give us time to find another way. But there wasn't one. Not for him. Not for us.
So kind of like the first Animus, it seems. Gosh, these get loud.
What is consciousness but a series of electrical impulses? And the body a vessel to hold these sparks. But it is weak. In time, it decays and crumbles into dust. We asked ourselves then, what if it might be replaced with something stronger, something better, So we forged a new vessel, one that might endure. It proved easy enough to enter. But to leave required something more, something wrong. And so this too they abandoned. I wondered, were they right to turn away?
We haven't crossed this way, and it seems that this is the way it wants us to go. Loud. So loud. So why can't we just climb over the edge? Why do we have to open the door? Question. And I'm stuck on something.
Home stretch, Desmond. I can feel it.
The tides of war are turning. The Loyalists fall back beneath the advancing Patriot army, their hold on this land weakening by the day. But the Templars only seem to grow stronger. Though fewer in number, the threat they pose appears undiminished. Making matters worse, Washington chose to spare the life of Charles Lee. I am told he has taken refuge inside Fort George, and so my days are spent searching for a way to breach its walls. Of my father, there is no trace, and I am glad of it. If I can be rid of Lee, there may still be a chance for reconciliation. And through it, peace.
Connor, he's asking for you.
That's right, Achilles doesn't do well by the end of
Hello,
this. Like
Connor.
he's kind of like sick. And old.
Come now. Your sadness won't sustain me any more than that fool woman's soups and potions. Tell me of your latest exploits.
Charles Lee has been exposed, and the Patriots finally rid of him. They march now to secure the remaining cities that this country might finally be free.
Then you have won. The land and your people are safe. Yet you seem troubled.
Washington spared Lee's life.
So long as he lives, all are in danger. The same is true for your father. When you first came to me, you understood what had to be done, swore you'd see it through. If not for the Brotherhood, for your people, and all those threatened by the Templars.
By the Templars.
But with Lee gone, my father might...
Listen to me. You have not come this far to throw it all away over misplaced sentiment. Both men must die.
Achilles.
There is nothing more to discuss.
Connor, I came as soon as I could.
Tell me you bring good news.
The Comte de Grasse said yes. You need only join his fleet in Chesapeake Bay and they will serve as required. But what exactly is it you intend?
It's better that I show you. Charles Lee may have been dismissed, but it does not mean we are safe.
But the commander?
The commander underestimates the threat, and no more time can be wasted trying to convince him otherwise. I must do this on my own.
Do what exactly?
Kill Charles Lee. He hides within Fort George, which is itself surrounded by a militarized district. I cannot hope to infiltrate it directly, so I will go under instead.
Incroyable.
The tunnels leading to the fort have been filled in. While I secure the Admiral's ships, I need you to clear them for me.
And the ships?
When signaled, they will bombard the fort.
Breaching its walls and creating a distraction, I see.
In the chaos, I will slip inside, find Charles Lee, and silence him forever.
Mm-hmm. That is the plan. We got a new email, really? Alright, so we have a couple database entries, so let's read those. The Battle of Monmouth. The Battle of Monmouth wasn't particularly significant strategically, but it was an important proving ground for Washington and the Continental Army. It was also a near disaster, but I'm getting ahead of myself, and that's naughty. Once the British learned the French had joined the Revolutionary War, British troops were ordered to withdraw from Philadelphia and march to New York City. That's quite a march. I bet they couldn't wait for the invention of the motor car. The Continental Army was just finishing its winter at Valley Forge, and George Washington was anxious to try his newly trained troops. He decided to attack the British column in an attempt to delay it or stop it entirely. Washington chose Charles Lee to lead the advance guard in the attack. At first, Lee said no, saying the British troops should be left alone. However, then Washington ignored his protest and offered the command to Marquis de Lafayette. Instead, Lee agreed to... so when he offered it to the Marquis, Lee agreed to fight. Lee's troops caught up to the British column at the Monmouth courthouse and attacked. The day was hot, more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and soldiers on both sides dropped from heat exhaustion. Despite the weather, the Continental Army was doing well until Lee mysteriously ordered a retreat, a move that still confuses modern historians. People must have thought he was quite the pacifist for such a warrior. Though, of course, people didn't know what you and I know. It's nice to feel clever, isn't it? First time for you? Anyway, Lee's plan backfired. Washington arrived to find his troops retreating, but rallied them and attacked again. The two armies fought until nightfall when the British sneaked away under the cover of darkness, leaving the Continental Army victorious, but the British army well on its way to New York. Still, it was proof that Washington's troops were finally a match for the British. The battle secured Washington's reputation and destroyed Lee's. He was arrested, court-martialed, and kicked out of the army entirely. And the newspaper for the Battle of Monmouth. Pitched battle at the Monmouth Courthouse. Continental Army pursues Royals. The British Army, commanded by Lieutenant General Henry Clinton, having evacuated the city of Philadelphia and on the march to join the British forces in New York, was pursued and engaged by General Washington and his men, numbering some 11,000 men, on the 28th of June. The British column was laden with a train of supplies, artillery, and Tory citizens from Philadelphia. General Washington discerned an opportunity to attack an ungainly formation and left his encampment at Valley Forge to do so. The Continental Army caught up with the British in the environs of Monmouth. Washington, attempting to disrupt the column and gain time for the bulk of his army to arrive on the scene, gave command of his forward units to Major General Charles Lee, with orders to attack the column and cut it in half. This paper has learned that Lee was not in accord with the plan and initially refused command. Once he did take command, it appears no proper orders were given to Lee's commanders. They proceeded willy-nilly, and soon engaged in undisciplined skirmishes with the British Red Guard. Perceiving disarray, Lee ordered a general retreat and was pursued by the Redcoats. Lee's men retreated in confusion directly to General Washington's advancing column. We are told that the good general uttered a considerable strong oaths, practiced contrary to his nature, and ordered Lee to the rear before setting to rally Lee's men himself. The Continentals then engaged Clinton's forces in full, with Lee's men given to the command of the La Marquis de Lafayette. The American forces fighting with discipline and order, thanks to the efforts of Baron von Steuben, proved a match for the Redcoats' adversaries. At sundown, the Americans held the field, although Washington wanted to continue the fight. Darkness saved the British further losses. As of writing, General Charles Lee is under court-martial in Englishtown. It is expected he will be relieved of his command. And I guess let's leave the Animus really quick and see what this email is. If there is one. It might have been one of the ones that we just got, or that we had already read. Nope. So from Rebecca, I am scared. What if we don't find the key? What if we do but run out of time? What if whatever's down here doesn't work? I mean, what's changed? The first Civ tried to save themselves and failed, and this place is shut down and sealed up. Really doesn't really feel like the sort of place we're going to find any answers to all our problems. Doesn't help that the people who brought us here are missing. I'm worried this isn't going to work. I don't want to die. It'll be okay, Rebecca. All right. So we don't have anything. We do need to still scan. Let's go see if we can scan some activities. Is it too early? Nobody's out doing anything? Let's travel to here really quick. It's quicker than everybody else. So we weren't switching territories or anything, game. Well, it seems there's a bunch of people at the tavern. And that's about it. So let's go to... I don't think there's anything here on the frontier. We'll check really quick. Talk here with the mother.
Ohna hoda desakni gun hare radun hagedu.
Kana dogu ramaheo.
Ohna awat ne.
Ya tak kweni kwa oriwio agiru.
Tiun kwe huwa sera denyu di tara kwa nti ene kono gwadi ya dahunada kwe. Jinua ya dedewa derio. Doga ona ya ka hewe ya dayun gwadi huayanda she tona ya dewa yere.
Ya. Dewesek. I umjumhuza ne gaa.
Next ji doni gari wesh. Ohniyo ji ayu kwa garunya de.
Agwaya danosta de.
Kwa dere ya taya dewa gani daya dewa deni dina honda dawe. Doga era andewe de ne gon on ojunjake. Ya taya dewa tka o jini gwari hoda. Daweriane dewa hawi jini jugwenu.
Ya ta undu. Onik zi azwa der harade. Kaknigari was sego de wagatunzoni.
Deo da hunjo hunrona jage.
Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything else here. Washington's not here, of course. Being that he's done with his stuff at Valley Forge, let's hop over here into Boston. I'm not seeing anything here we need to do, so let's hop into New York. Now see, this is where I'm confused, because like the delivery missions are like not popping up. It says we still have more to do, but I can't do them if they're not there. Okay, Washington's still not here. That I see. Which means that I think all we have to do is the next storyline mission. So we're gonna hop here. I don't think there's anything to craft for us, but we'll check really quick. Says we can craft medium saddlebags. So all those ones that even it says like, oh, missing inventory. Well, it says are missing items. We have one in the inventory. All right. Well, I think this is where we're going to end our episode for today then. As you can see, we are over here on sequence number 11 now. And then it looks like all we have left is we still have to finish the Frontierman task, but until we get Washington to reappear, I can't do any of those anymore. The delivery quests are, I don't know if they're bugged or something. We'll have to figure that out. We still can't do anything here with Achilles. It's not ready, and we still have one more with Dr. Lyle White, but it's not here yet either. So this is where we're going to end the episode. Hope you all have enjoyed the episode today, and we'll see you next time.